Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We making noise. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We making noise. Hold on. We them boys.
I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. Go. I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. Go. I ride for my niggas. Damn. Life so short. Fuck it. I don't wanna go to court. Fuck it. Got a budget for the lawyer though. Fuck it. I'm on the run for the month. I'm in the bucket. Paid 200 for it. My little nigga stuck and even got me paranoid. I'm getting money, that's in any nigga category. Double M, I got G's out in California. I ride for my niggas, dawg. I ride for my niggas. I slide for my niggas, dawg. I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. I ride for my niggas.
It bothers me when the guards get to acting like the bras. Guess every team doesn't come complete with niggas like ours. That's why I see no need to compete with niggas like y'all. I just ask that when you see me, you speak up, nigga, that's all. Don't be ducking like you never wanted nothing. It's feeling like rap changed. It wasn't time, it was rugged. Back when if a nigga reached, it was for the weapon. Nowadays, niggas reach just to sell they record. Spaghetti bolognese in the Polo Lounge. Me and my G from DC, that's how I roll around. Might look like, but we heavy though. You think Drake would put some shit like that? You never know. $1 million meetings in the Polo Lounge. Me and my man Oliver North, that's how I roll around. Shorty wanna tell me secrets about a rap nigga. I tell that bitch it's more attractive when you hold it down. Kobe about to lose 150 M's. Kobe my nigga, I hate it, had to be him. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Tell Lucy and I said, fuck it, I'm tearing holes in my budget. Bag her like we in Publix and take her ass out in public. Ordered it up for late, told them butterflies, she'll love it. She used to soda and nuggets, she really just tired thugging. I'm just hitting my pinnacle, you and pussy identical. You like the fucking finish line, we can't wait to run into you. But let me get my mind off that young rich motherfucker getting mine off rap with my niggas.
I ride for my niggas.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here. Hit the share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, $sign BJ Matthews, $sign BJ Matthews for all this great content. We drop to you on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all. I hope that y'all can hear me now, man. I don't know if the intro y'all saw me what I just said, but basically, man, if you guys continue to hit that like button as y'all come in here, hit the share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, $BJ Matthews, $BJ Matthews for all this great content that we drop to you on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Make sure you guys continue support. Also, if you guys do not have Cash App, go and make sure you guys go to our super stickers and super comments that are available. Very simple. All you guys got to do is hit that right button in the right-hand corner in the chat box where a little $ symbol. You guys can donate that way as well and support the show, as well as you guys do not already have your membership badge, get those that are available. All right, y'all. So, first off, the last couple of days this weekend, I kind of been kind of in chill mode. Got a chance to hang out with my man Rob Parker a little bit. Y'all saw the picture on the community board. Got some, good food out here in LA. So, kind of was, relaxing, laying back and chilling, not really doing much, and things of that nature, man. Had a good time with him, but back to it, back to the grind, man. We're back to the business, making this content for y'all. So, of course, outside of what I had going on this weekend, we actually had a game that took place yesterday between Team USA and Team Serbia, and we were able to prevail 84-110, which is actually great news. It's the first round of the Olympics. In the preliminary round, I think we got South Sudan next. The team that gave us a run for our money in the exhibition games where we won by 1 point. Shout out to LeBron for making the game-winning play. But we took care of Serbia. Serbia, from what I'm seeing, man, is just a team that's really surrounded by a bunch of players who, are, close to Jokic, man. Jokic obviously is, and I keep saying he's arguably the best player in the league, but it seemed like it's just more so just, him and really not too much of anything else. They basically said, Team USA said they were going to let Jokic kind of do his thing, but we're going to cut everybody else off. And to be quite honest with you, Jokic, the last two meetings against us, he wasn't all that really productive anyway, according to his standards. He was inefficient the first game. The second game, he was, average at best. But, it's only so much you can do as one person when you got like a team full of great players. On top of that, guys who've been seasoned in the NBA for years, man. So it was just great to see the USA prevail 84-110 and move on to the next round. But there seems to be a bigger story that came out literally yesterday after the game, and that's surrounding Jason Tatum, who did not see the floor at all yesterday. I want to talk to y'all about this because, like I said, like a lot of the content creators and even the mainstream media has been talking about it, why Tatum hadn't get minutes and things of that nature. So we're gonna go into deep discussion. We're gonna have a chance to really think about what really just happened. Now, of course, y'all know Jason Tatum is a world champion. 3 years straight in All NBA first team. Was a conference finals MVP back in 2022. If I'm not mistaken, that was the first conference finals MVP that was ever presented. He earned that his first year against the Miami Heat. And I made a video about it. I said Jason Tatum is now considered a superstar, meaning my criteria for a superstar is very simple. You have to have a few things, like a few guarantees. You have to basically have a championship or an NBA Finals appearance, an MVP or a Finals MVP. You have to be box office, meaning you have to sell tickets, and you have to have multiple years of deep runs into the playoffs. So if you look at Jason Tatum's career, sorry, y'all, can y'all hear me? So, like I said, Jason Tatum, if you look at his resume, he's had, like I said, he does sell tickets. He's box office. I can, vouch for that when he came out there and played the Clippers. There's simply like the whole Boston arena took off half the arena just with Boston Celtics fans. And of course, it was, mainly see him. He's the best person on his team. He has had multiple All-NBA team appearances, multiple years in the playoffs. He's made 4 conference finals and 2 NBA finals. And I think, was this his 6th, 7th season? I think it's his 6th season, if I'm not mistaken. He's been to 4 conference finals. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2018, 2020, 2022, 2023, 20. I'm sorry, 5 conference finals and 2 NBA finals. He's won one NBA championship. So when you look at his resume, he's of course a winner. And then you look at, his finals MVP and league MVP. Now, this is how I look at that. Basically, he was the conference finals MVP just a couple of years ago. So that counts to me as an MVP when you're the best player in a round. You know what I'm saying? As far as the finals or the conference finals, like he was that against the Miami Heat. So you could go ahead and scratch that off. And then, of course, he just won the championship this past year. So you're looking at a person who, to me, is a superstar, which is only really 5 to 6 players in the NBA that are superstars that with that type of resume. So when you look at all that and you see that this man didn't play a minute yesterday, right away, eyes, kind of went up, antennas went up. And then you got a reporter that asked him about Jason Tatum, why he didn't play. First thing was that people thought he was sick, right? And yes, y'all can see right here on the screen, he said when asked if Tatum was sick or injured, he said, no, I'm good. The other thing was that he was hurt, why he didn't play. So basically he said, like, no, I'm good. So I'm gonna get back to that in a second. Why, when he said like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna get back to that in a second because that kind of, made me, raise my antennas as well. But back to the point. When you see Jrue Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, you see Jrue Holiday getting 23 minutes, you get Derek White get 15 minutes, you see Jason Tatum getting 0 minutes. You look at the roster yesterday, these are how the minutes were spread out. As far as the points and things of that nature, you guys see the starters on the top 5 and the bench are on the bottom. So in looking at this, the only 2 people that did not play were Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton. Now, Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been getting really any minutes, I'm saying, this whole tournament. Tyrese Halliburton is a great, up-and-coming talent for the Pacers. They made it to the conference finals this year. Definitely somebody that's going to, have his niche, for years to come. But right now, when you got Steph Curry, when you got, Jrue Holiday, who's a champion right now, who really fits their defense side of the ball, and then you got Devin Booker, things of that nature. You got those type of players, Anthony Edwards, and players like that who have been pretty established and proven. And you got Derek White coming off the bench with another champion who they basically said that will fit their team. Somebody's gonna be the odd man out. And Tyrese Halliburton being an offensive guy, basically, running the offense, you really have Steph Curry and LeBron James to do that. So it's been consistently they haven't been playing Tyrese Halliburton. He's been the odd man out, which is pretty normal for an Olympic team. Like, you're going to have at least one of these players not really get minutes, or if any at all. So I think he's understood that. He's accepted that role. So now you look at Jason Tatum, who obviously that's not been the case. He's been playing every single game. He's been active. He's been healthy. You guys know Jason Tatum doesn't miss games throughout the regular season. So he's always pretty durable. So it's unusual and uncharacteristic of why he did not play yesterday, not even a single minute. And they blew up Serbia by, over 20 points. So, why didn't Jason Tatum touch the floor? So I'm going to go to not just to start off with the reasons. I'm going to go with something that I'm starting to see the pattern with Team USA where I'm kind of like, a little bit side skeptical about. Now, according to Steve Kerr, who's the head coach of the USA team, who is a friend of the podcast, This is what he had to say. Why Jason Tatum didn't play. He said, USA Basketball Steve Kerr takes blame for not playing Jason Tatum in Olympic opener. I feel like an idiot. It says right here, 10 total players were in for Team USA, including Tatum, Celtics teammates, Drew Holiday, Derek White. This is written by Scott Thompson of Fox News. All right, so Steve Kerr speaking about why Jason Tatum didn't play. He felt like an idiot. So let's continue. He said, I felt like an idiot in not playing him, Kerr said, per ESPN. Kerr sent out a total of 10 total players on Sunday afternoon, including Tatum's Boston Celtics teammates starting shooting guard Drew Holiday and Derek White, who was a late addition to Team USA earlier this year. He said, in a 40-minute game, you can't play more than 10 players, Kerr said. So I think Tatum's an amazing guy, great player, and handled it beautifully. He'll be back out there next game. Kerr said he also spoke with Tatum before the game, letting him know that playing time might be minimal, if at all. Okay. So Steve Kerr speaking on saying, like, Jason Tatum, he said he will be back out there next game against South Sudan, which will be tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And he also said that Tatum, the minutes might end up how it is. He may not play. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, what I think happened and what I think is going on. As y'all come here, make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Very important. Get the people in here. So when I kind of pinpoint, like I said, I did not really watch the game. Yes, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I said, I was kind of chilling. I didn't really watch the game yesterday, but I will be watching the next game against South Sudan. Now, obviously, I saw the highlights and I saw this right here with Jason Tatum on the bench. He did not look happy. You talking about, like I said, a guy who's a world champion and was the best player on his team and is a three straight All NBA first team, not just All NBA team, All NBA first team, meaning he was one of the top 5 players voted in the NBA for 3 straight years. So usually those type of players automatically get preferential treatment based off of just the caliber player and the resume they have. So when I hear Steve Kerr say he felt like an idiot not playing Jason Tatum, I mean, I definitely believe it, because you're literally benching a guy who's been one of the top 5 players in the NBA. Right? That's what it is. So now, I want to kind of go into something with Team USA where I'm like, all right, one time it's like, okay, I get it. 2 times, okay, that was weird as hell. And the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, something needs to be said. So I'm gonna say it here. Going back, this took me back to what Kawhi Leonard being taken off Team USA just a couple weeks back. I did a video about it, why Kawhi Leonard got pulled from Team USA. Initially, it was because people felt like it was injury, especially me. I felt like it was something where his knee wasn't responding right. And, he was injured. He was dealing with, injury concerns. But then when I saw Grant Hill make a statement right after his release, I started thinking to myself, okay, that don't sound like specifically he was hurt or something was wrong with him. It felt like, Grant Hill is saying something like they made the decision, to withdraw him and pull him. So I want y'all to kind of read what, this statement. It said, personally speaking, I know what it is like to want to do something in your body. It's just not right. And I've lived that personally. So I applaud Kawhi for coming here and being willing to sacrifice, give up his summer and represent our country. Ultimately, it didn't work out. So that's what Grant Hill said on the decision to send Kawhi Leonard from Team USA training camp. Now, again, going back to what I said with Jason Tatum. Remember that, criteria I said who's superstar and who's not. There's only like 5 to 6 players in the league that are superstars. Well, Kawhi Leonard is one of those players. He is a superstar. He's a person that's going to sell tickets. He's a person that's going to, who's a multi-time champion. He's had multiple runs into the playoffs, and he's a Finals MVP. So he's part of that criteria, that ilk. So, of course, the injuries and the bad luck in the playoffs have pretty much put Kawhi in a stance where he's not, his normal dominant self. So now Kawhi is somebody, like I said, having to deal with it. So Grant Hill used that to basically say, like, it just didn't work out. Now, keep in mind, Kawhi Leonard was selected back during when the season was going on. They selected Kawhi Leonard to come to Team USA. They watched him work out a couple weeks before, he showed up to Vegas, and they said that he looked pretty good, which is why they allowed him to come to camp. They gave it a shot. Now, originally, I thought it was simply they gave it a shot and they were kind of, try to, see how, his knee responded and then go from there. But a lot of Clipper fans did not want to see him play in the USA Olympics. So we're up here, speculating what's going on. And then, like I said, Grant Hill comes out with this statement. It didn't really seem too convincing that it was just injuries, or if it was injuries at all. The more and more as time went by, it's like, okay, this is something where Team USA made this decision without the, Kawhi Leonard really truly agreeing to it. Lawrence Frank, who's the, president of who's of course the president of basketball operations for the Clippers, came out with an interview right after Kawhi Leonard got removed off Team USA and said that they were disappointed because they wanted him to play. This was not something that they did. This was something that Team USA did to pull him off the team and not, like, allow him to participate in the Olympics. So I said that was weird. And, I didn't think too much of it other than I said that, this could be something where, Nike was involved with this again, because if y'all don't remember, Kawhi Leonard had a, lawsuit he filed against Nike just back in 2019 for his logo for the claw. Now, of course, he lost that court case, but, could it be some type of, foul play with that? But then my thing is, well, if that was the case, you wouldn't accept him anyway. You wouldn't even select him in the first place. Kind of like how they did Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't select him in the first place. So I kind of just said, that probably is just, reading too much into it. I think Kawhi Leonard is, one of the best players in the NBA, but that was definitely a question that I had with that statement Grant Hill made. It wasn't something that was too convincing. Other people think it was because, something with him and LeBron where, he didn't fit the LeBron James system, and that they made a decision based off of that, and use this injury excuse to, basically sit Kawhi out. Because if y'all notice, LeBron James has been kind of the center of attention with this team, and he's a man of a lot of power. You'd be seeing that with even with his son Bronny. The man has a lot of power, and when he wants something done, like he's pretty much sure he can get it done. So that's one of the other things they, feel like Kawhi Leonard would have gotten away with LeBron James's agenda and schedule of taking on the shine. I don't know which report is true, but one report saying that Kawhi Leonard was struggling, and the other report said that Kawhi Leonard was one of the best players in camp. So I'm not sure which one is true, which one is not. I would presume it was the second one, because Lawrence Frank came out and said in the media, like right after Kawhi Leonard got released, that he looked really good. He looked perfectly fine. So me knowing Kawhi and his competitive spirit and his eagerness to want to get out there and play, he is who he is. So, I mean, I don't think he would have had a problem with any type of with the competition. So, yeah, Kawhi obviously got removed, and it was kind of like a little bit gloomy. But then what happened right after that was even more weird. Like, after he got he was going to be out. He said when it was announced that White would replace Kawhi Leonard on the United States roster earlier in July, Brown made multiple social media posts questioning the decision. He also implied that Nike played a role in his exclusion from the roster. Now, of course, y'all see Brown. I'm talking about Jaylen Brown, who is Jason Tatum's running mate. Now, as y'all come in, make sure y'all smash that like button. Smash the like button. Don't be stingy, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. But Jaylen Brown, who's Jason Tatum's running mate, came out and said that, he was a little bit. He would. Y'all know Jaylen Brown is outspoken. He's spoken about Kyrie Irving. He, basically supported Kyrie Irving. When Team USA took him off of the USA team, they didn't want to put him on. Jaylen Brown spoke out against him, against Nike for their shoes. Like, they took down Kyrie Irving's shoe line and they replaced it with Ja Morant. And Jaylen Brown was one of the few that spoke out about it. So, like I said, Nike is the one connected with this Team USA team. And he feels strongly that there was some foul play, why he wasn't, Kawhi Leonard's, replacement. And they chose to go with Derek White, who is basically his teammate. So you got three guys, Jrue Holiday, Derek White, and Jason Tatum, who are, on the USA team. And one of the guys, who's the second best player, didn't even get a chance to be on. Who was the Finals MVP and the Conference Finals MVP this year, and an NBA champion. Guarded Luka Doncic in the finals very effectively. Jaylen Brown was the best player in that series, in my personal opinion. And you would think a person on that rise would, automatically get a position on the USA team, but it was just a complete opposite. And, he simply says it because of basically how, his acts against Nike. So now here we are with Grant Hill speaking about it again with his what is saying, calling Jaylen Brown a conspiracy theorist. This is Jaylen Brown's Twitter, or they call it X now. He said, Grant Hill called me a conspiracy theorist. Is disappointed. I've been a vice president since I was 21 years old. I have a great understanding. So this is, going back to what Grant Hill spoke out about Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, basically. Right, Grant Hill calling Jason Tatum a conspiracy theorist, or Jaylen Brown conspiracy theorist, based off of what he's been saying in the past about how, he didn't understand why he wasn't on the USA team and things of that nature. And then, Grant Hill basically said it was a basketball decision, to replace him with Derek White. Now, if you ask majority of basketball heads, they say that actually, I don't care what it is, you don't put a guy of Jaylen Brown's caliber behind Derek White. I mean, you already got Jrue Holiday there, who's a defensive guy, who's a guard. You had Kawhi Leonard, who was a wing at 6'7". You could have replaced it with another wing in Jaylen Brown, who's 6'7", but you replace him with an undersized guard, which they already have Devin Booker, they have Steph Curry, they have Anthony Edwards, they have Jrue Holiday, they have Tyrese Halliburton. They have all these guards already, and you replace a wing with another guard. I mean, even if you look at yesterday's game against Serbia, you had a 3-guard lineup starter. You had Jrue Holiday, you had Devin Booker, and you had Steph Curry starting that 3-guard lineup. People say styles make fights, which is ultimately true. So 3-guard lineups for me, y'all know how I feel about those. That's the same thing that makes me pull my hair out with Ty Lue. I just really don't care for it too much. I like to see two-way players you know what I'm saying, who have length. I like to see wings out there, you know what I'm saying, helping out on the glass and helping out on the perimeter defense. I like to see them help out with the scoring. Like, you can just do more with two-way players over, you know, guards who are undersized. So that's why I feel like, you know, if you had Tatum and you had Brown instead of Derek White, that would have been that could have been a more deadlier, you know, combo. But to each his own. Um, what I'm saying is basically, now that Jaylen Brown came out and said that just before the game yesterday, this was actually right before the game. It said July 28th. Now that he seems to have a problem with Grant Hill calling him a conspiracy theorist, there's definitely the frictions out there in the open. It's out there in the open. There's no doubt about it. Now, Grant Hill's the type of person that, you know, y'all remember Grant Hill. He played in the league, you know, for a number of years. He, you know, really had injuries that really kind of derailed his game. But Grant Hill, coming out of, you know, Duke University, was one of the best players to come out, if not the best player in the world. He was supposed to be like one of the greats, like, you know, biggest what if stories with, you know, Derrick Rose and Anthony Hardaway, even Kawhi Leonard right now. Even though Kawhi has accomplished quite a bit, you know, you're talking about a guy who's missed 5 postseasons in his career, in his prime, 5, 6 postseasons. There's so much on the table that Kawhi Leonard did not, that he could have accomplished. Like I told y'all before, I think Kawhi Leonard could be top 5 all time if he didn't miss all those playoffs and he really got a chance to play. You're talking about a guy who can pretty almost have 4 or 5 rings right now. And I'm not kidding about that. But Grant Hill's always been a, you know, he was also, you know, a what if story, but he's also been a very respectable guy. He, you know, has his wife, his kids, you know what I'm saying, always well spoken, seems to be always respectable. You know, considered somewhat of a company man though, if you think about it. You know, Duke University, you know, even this, and they get ridiculed for this all the time. Like, they are, you know, part of the good boy club. Now, I'm not saying that to, you know, insult Grant Hill, but I'm just telling y'all what it is. You know, he's going to give you a politically correct answer. I mean, if you look at this right here, it says, you know, ultimately didn't work out. I'm like, well, what didn't work out? I mean, was he hurt? Did he sustain a setback? Like, what was really about Kawhi Leonard's, you know, situation that he couldn't go to, you know, the Olympics? Right? I mean, the Clippers came out and said they want him to play. Ty Lue was right there, their head coach, basically like saying that, you know, they want him to play. So what was the issue? And then Jaylen Brown seems to have an issue with, you know, what, you know, Grant Hill said as well. So, you know, that's 2 things in a row that, you know, has went back to back. And now you got this Jason Tatum ordeal where, you know, he didn't even see a minute on the court yesterday. And when I'm looking at this face right here, I'm looking at it like a guy was annoyed. I'm looking at a guy that is like, damn, like, y'all gonna really do me like this. That's why I saw from this look, because I've had a look like this on the bench. As a player, this is where it's gonna go down to what a player has experienced. That look is a look of disgust. It's a look of anger, all that. That's what it was a look of. So he said, when if asked if Tatum was good, sick, or injured, he said, "No, I'm good." So obviously he was irritated. And Jason Tatum's, and like I said, I go by people's personality. Jason Tatum's personality to me is that guy. I think he's a person that, you know, because he's also a person that went to Duke. If you listen to Jason Tatum in his interviews and how he speaks, very well spoken. You know, level-headed guy, more laid back and chill. But he also he'll show his irritation more in his body language, more than his words. And that's how I look at Tatum. He's a guy that will show his frustration, his irritation, his mood, his anger, and his body language. You can see it all over him. Like, you know, he should be out there. So he said, "No, I'm good." That just tells me that was short and sweet to the answer. Like, basically, I don't know what the hell what they did, or what what it is, but they just decide not to play me. So now we go to my hypothesis on what happened. And I'm just gonna be frankly honest with you. Steve Kerr came out right here. He said at the bottom, he said Kerr also said that he spoke with Tatum before the game, letting him know that playing time might be minimal, if at all. So if you guys heard Steve Kerr's interview after the game, he said that, basically not only did he feel like an idiot, but, he went to Jason Tatum and told him that this could be possibly a reason why, this could be something that can play out this way. Now, this guy's been playing every single game. Why all of a sudden now that you would say that he's not going to, touch the floor in a blowout win? This wasn't a game that was even really something where you had to really truly prepare for, because Serbia is just a team like I just said, they don't really have much of a team outside of Jokic. So it wasn't like a game that, you had, in my personal opinion, had a lot of pressure to, play certain guys. Of course, the one addition that came back was Kevin Durant, and KD obviously had the dude shot the hell out the ball, 8 for 9 from the field, 88%. And he led the team in scoring for 23 points. This is his first game back. He did it in 16 minutes. We know Kevin Durant, how he is, man. He can give you that with that amount of shots. He's efficient. He's prolific. He's one of the best scorers of all time. But it was his first game back, and like I said, the amount of the deficit that they won by, you could have played everybody, really, to be honest with you. You didn't have to play certain guys in the rotation. All those minutes, like, Devin Booker played 26. Anthony Edwards, you know what I'm saying? Playing 19 minutes. You got Kevin Durant playing 16 minutes. Like, all these dudes are playing 19, 16, 20 plus. All this, you know what I'm saying? It was just, you could have found minutes somewhere. I mean, even with Steve Kerr's, his whole philosophy to play 3-guard lineups. 3-guard lineups to me are just, pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like, 3-guard lineups just don't work. Excuse me. So back to my question, what will be the reason for him to say that he's going to play minimal minutes? Like, what would be the reason? Before the game started, you say he's not going to be playing minutes, and you say because of Kevin Durant. Well, first off, Kevin Durant should not be playing over Jason Tatum if he just came back. So we can exit that out. And number two, you didn't know how the game was going to come out anyway, before it started. I mean, Serbia, like I said, is not a team that you say to yourself, okay, we might have to cut down the rotation. It's just not. They beat them convincingly both games, so you should have been able to play everybody. So what happened? Why Jason Tatum got that message provided before the game that his minutes are going to be minimal, if not at all? Well, again, everything is connected, and this is where I actually kind of look at it. Well, it's like, certain things are kind of like pinpoint. You look at Jason Tatum, who is his teammate, Jaylen Brown, obviously. And you guys can see Jaylen Brown has a bone to pick. He has a bone to pick with, Nike. So obviously Nike being the Nike Team USA's endorsement, that's where money comes in. And when you talk about money in situations like that, that is where, you have to, follow directions if people are, feeding you. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. So when you look at Kawhi Leonard, you look at Jaylen Brown, now Jason Tatum, there seems to be a disturbing pattern amongst the three, and that's why I'm here to make this video. I personally think Jason Tatum either said something behind closed doors about why Jaylen Brown wasn't on the team, and they decided to make an example out of him because Jaylen Brown is not on their best side right now. And I say I'm talking about, Nike, which has had to basically go down and give instructions to Grant Hill, who gives instructions to Steve Kerr. And that, to me personally, kind of fits hand in hand. I mean, that's just all it could be. It can either be that, or they decided just to, take it out on Jaylen or Jason Tatum because of what Jaylen Brown did. Grant Hill, I'm talking about. But I don't know. It could be either or. I don't, like I said, Grant Hill is a well-spoken person. He seems like he's a level-headed guy, but you just never know with people when you make them upset or you offend them. Like, again, Jaylen Brown basically called out Team USA's integrity. And when you call out the higher ups or, people in that position, they don't like it. They look at Jaylen Brown as somebody that could be arrogant, the uppity Negro. He talks too much. This is how some people will look at him. So he's unapologetic. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what Jaylen Brown is to some of the people in the higher ups. So I personally think with Jason Tatum right now, that's what he's dealing with. So if you ask me, I think Jason Tatum personally, I just see this expression on his face. I'm like, this dude, like I said, was given instruction early before the game started, which was reported, and it's something deeper than what they're explaining. Like him saying, "No, I'm good." It almost is like he knows what the play was, and he refused to, give any more, indication. Like it was like a response of disgust. Basically, he's saying like, "Nah, ask them. You asking me if I was injured or sick? Ask them, because I'm not going to expound on. I'm not going to, talk about it because it's disgusting what they're doing." That's what it kind of came off to me with that quote. But Steve Kerr said that he will play against South Sudan, which even to me makes me more sense that they gave him a disciplinary, a disciplinary note, basically, saying that he did something that he wasn't supposed to do. He's gonna get punished for it. It's kind of simple, like when I was playing, I remember when I was playing for my pro teams, I was late for practice. And not that I missed it, I was late. I basically played half the practice, and the coach, being who he was, didn't play that. Even though I had an excuse why I wasn't, able to be there on time, he took it out on me. He took it out on me that night at the game because that was a shoot around practice, and he basically did not play me the entire game. He didn't play me the whole game. He sat me on the bench. I was mad. I didn't want to speak to nobody after the game. I was getting ready while he was talking, giving his little speech. I was like, man, fuck this. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, it happens, and players can tell and vouch for you on this. There are coaches out there that we do not like, we do not rock with, we do not, mess with. They give certain treatment to other players, special treatment, and players ain't rocking with that. So that happens behind the scenes more than y'all think. So it's something that Jason Tatum said or did why he did not play, because it has nothing to do with his basketball credentials. This man really should be starting. If you think about it, you got Devin Booker out there starting in a 3-guard lineup, who essentially was swept this year in the playoffs. Why wouldn't you have Jason Tatum in his spot? Like, it just doesn't add up for me. It just doesn't add up for me. Right. But y'all tell me what y'all think, man. We'll be back on later on. Respect, say pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull live. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.
I'm feeling good, feeling alright tonight. I'm feeling good now. Yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood, homie. Yeah. ride. I feel good, I feel alright. Cruising through my neighborhood on a warm summer night. I feel good. That's right, I feel good now. These summer nights.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights.
I just kicked it at home. I polished up the chrome, called the Ruga on the phone, let her know I'm home alone. It's 7:30 and the sun's going down. It's a summer night and the fun's going down. I pick her up and she looks all dolled up, sitting passenger in my rag Impala. Yeah, I let her know that she looks beautiful to me. The world's an ugly place, but she is such a sight to see. The kind of woman that would put up a fight for me. The kind that wants to spend the summer nights with me. The temp was 80 and I'm cruising with my lady, playing some Rafi Pagan. Ooh baby, baby. I see my homeboys and the cruising in the ride with their ladies sitting by their side. People think we look crazy, but I think we look classy. But then again, that's only if you ask me.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights.
My homeboys throwing the backyard boogie, so everybody gets together to unwind, relax, and have a fun time. The DJ spinning, so I grab the mic and be like, ain't nothing like them summer nights. The party's packed with beautiful women and the gang of the homies that wanna get with them. And they'll say anything just to hit them. And it's usually a nice summer night when they did them. I don't know, it must be something in the air. Can't help but have a good time because the feeling is there. To some people, the feeling is rare. They're at the past saying, God damn, I wish I was there. To have a drink, have a token, hook up with someone fine, but the kind that looks up. Gotta keep some pisto in the cup. Party until the sun comes up, but we give up.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights.
Them summer nights can keep a smile on your face. Gotta try to have a good time with your life, otherwise it's just a waste. Either way, I'm gonna party just in case. Like Prince party like it was 99 and 87, 88. I couldn't ask for no better weather. I'm right next to the Pacific, to be specific. The candy paint job glows under the moonlight as I close out my summer night and say goodnight. It's time to put the top up and park it, drop it, unplug the ground, roll up the windows and lock it. Walk in the pad and fall into bed as she lays on my chest to rest her sleepy head. And we do this all night long, from dusk till dawn. But it's not quite the same when summer nights are gone. But even when they're gone, it won't be long. 8 more months and once again it's on.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning.